Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, make sure to subscribe and let's get into it guys. We are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers, so if you can, help me out there and subscribe. So let's go guys. So the objective of this video is to discuss a little bit if it was a good update, if it was a great update, if it was a bad update, if it was an okay-ish update. What was the update like? Okay, so first things first, we need to address what came in this patch, in vehicle-wise and everything, you know? I think almost all the additions were additions that were needed, especially in the air, you know, in the vehicle department. So the F-14B, for example, to counter the PVR superiority of Soviet-made aircraft, they use the R-27ER right now. I know a lot of people say I'm biased because I say this, but come on, just play the game. Fly high, and you will see when you face an R-27ER that NATO and overall people that don't have the ER are a little bit in a disadvantage, to say the least, depending on the aircraft, right? So yes, the F-14B was needed to actually counter these missiles specifically, right? It's already in the game, so they didn't remove it or change it or anything. It's still one of the best missiles in the game, if not the best BVR missile of the game. So the F-14B was definitely needed, in my opinion. The Su-22M4, which was a much needed addition for a CAS option for Germany in the higher tiers. It's not the most, effective aircraft ever, but it is indeed a needed change. The French Navy that a lot of people were asking for a very long time was added. The Tornado ADV for Italy, since the British had one as well. I mean, it was needed just to be on par with it. The Python 3 with the Israelis, especially with the Kafir C7, brought the Israeli nation back up, even though they removed the AIM-7 of the Kurnas 2000, it's still a very, very good change that they added the Python 3, right? The J8F with another step up, bridging the gap to a future J10, J11, Su-27SK, or something that might come in the that line, right? A new AJS-37 vegan, a needed CAS for higher tiers of Sweden. Even if you want to, the Mirage 2005F, which is basically the same as the C right now in the air-to-air combat, but it does bridge the gap to the future to receive Mikas and stuff, and even bridging the gap to a possible Rafale maybe next year, right? Also adding more options into air-to-ground role for France as well. With a little bit of a stretch, we can even say the Su-25T being a more direct counter to the A-10. I don't think it was needed, but some people feel that way, so yes, it can be a more direct counter to the A-10A than the original Su-25, but still it's kind of a stretch saying that it was needed, right? All of these changes, all of these additions were needed, most of them at least, and they were amazing, I think. So overall, in the addition department, I think it was a very, very good thing. Of course, we had more effects, the better effects of the way that the missiles are, everything like that, more realistic, more beautiful, and just overall just amazing change as well. And also we have the main point, I think, which is the economy, right? Even though we did not see yet the full extent of the upcoming changes to the economy, we are in the right direction. It was the first step for it. We needed this patch with the changes that he brought with the roadmap so that he actually goes forward, right? With a June economy update that will completely revamp the game together with the La Royale update, it will be a very important step into the right direction, I think. So overall, is it a good patch? Yes, I think it is, but there is two things that we might say here. It might not be the most exciting patch for players in general, because even though yes, for certain players it will be. For example, if you are an enjoyer of the US, if you are an enjoyer of France, there are certain nations that received very, very cool aircraft or very cool vehicles in general, right? But it's not like the last year's patch, the last patch of the last year, right? Basically a lot of countries, 5 countries got a new aircraft, and it was a new fighter and stuff, and everybody was talking about and stuff. And definitely also the second thing is that it was definitely not a perfect patch. There are some bugs that need to be fixed, like invisible missiles are quite annoying right now. The radar on the F-14B is particularly bugged. It's really hard to use it sometimes, and sometimes it's pretty alright. I don't know what's happening over there. The MiG-29 also, the German one, still has the bug on the radar that you cannot, basically do the full extent of tilting antenna downwards. Just bugs. This was added 3 months ago with the aircraft, and it never got fixed. The animation of the afterburners with the new effects are kind of weird. So overall, it's not a perfect patch. It really is not. But looking at the bigger picture, especially with the economy, I think it's another step in the right direction. Even though with the weird economy up that they were trying to implement and all the backlash that happened, overall, man, the last 3 patches, I think we had a pretty good step. I mean, just 3 pretty good steps in the right direction, especially for air. I don't know much about tanks. I'm trying to get back to tanks and playing a little bit more, especially to play with CAS and stuff. But you can feel that overall, at least in the air, it's a very, very good direction. And you can feel that they are pushing it to making the game as modern as possible, as quick as possible. We'll probably see more 2000s aircraft, or at least 90s Fox 3 missiles and stuff like that, probably around this year. So expect very big things coming in the next couple of patches. I think F-15s, Su-27s, stuff like that will start to appear very, very soon. It just feels like it, because they're really going for it. The F-14B just shows that, right? And I think it's a good direction that they are taking. And the game is improving, guys. It really is. I don't know if you played. I mean, a lot of people have just nostalgic feelings about the game, what it was like very, very long time ago. But man, I've been playing this game since 2013, and I mean, it even became my job right now. Out of all odds, it kind of became my job, right? Not that you can call it a job, but still, it's kind of is, right? Kind of. But it is a bumpy road. It had a bumpy road in all these 10 years, but I think it's just moving into the right direction. And I think the economy, even though, yeah, you have to be, I mean, we need to be like smart about this and keep an eye out, be paying attention just for the, the way that everything is working and everything is going to be added with the roadmap and stuff. But if all the changes that were presented in the roadmap are implemented, it will be probably, I think, this patch will be remembered as one of the great ones, with one of the biggest changes in the economy of the game, of the history of the game, starting in it because of the backlash and because of the players complaining, So I think it's a very, very good thing. It's a very, very good thing. So yes, overall, I think it was a good update. It's not perfect. I don't think it's the greatest update ever. But I do think it has its place in the history of War Thunder of being one of the good ones, and maybe I think we can all agree that it might have kind of I mean, even though the developers actually make the game happen, right? I think due to the players, we actually had the changes or the start of the changes that we really, really needed in the game. So yes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think about the patch. Was it a good patch or a bad patch? All people have biases, all people have preferences. So if you are, for example, a UK player, air player, I mean, the only thing that you got was basically a new radar for the Tornado F3. So problematic. If you are a Japanese player, etc., each player has its own opinion, right? Leave it in the comments, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys, see ya. Hopefully 2 more good patches in the future. Bye.